What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome back to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I have 3 returns that I'm going to share with you. One of the envelopes actually has a return address from the athlete, so I am not going to share that with you. I don't like posting people's personal addresses on YouTube. These addresses are plentifully available throughout the internet. I just don't need to be the source for, posting somebody's address. Personally, I wouldn't like it if somebody went on YouTube and posted my address. So, with that being said, I'm going to share with you the autographs, but I'm not going to show you the envelope. So, first though, we are going to open the mystery one, because I think I know where the other one's from. And this is postmarked from Baltimore, Maryland. And it is not a Baltimore Oriole, surprisingly, but it is a former St. Louis Cardinal minor leaguer farmhand, Craig Wilson. And Craig Wilson played for the Cardinals minor league system, and he played, I think, in parts of 4 or so seasons in the majors for the Cardinals. Recently, I mentioned this in a previous video, I picked up a huge lot of Cubs and Cardinals cards. We're talking in the neighborhood of like 3,500, 3,000, something like that. I was going through the box, and I came across some of these Craig Wilson cards. Craig Wilson is not a run-of-the-mill all-time great Cardinal by any means, but he has a lot of cards out there because of the era that he played in. Not to confuse Mr. Wilson with the other Craig Wilsons that have played in the majors. There are actually 2 other Craig Wilsons that come to mind. There was one that played for the White Sox organization. Then I want to say the most recent one played for the Pirates, and I want to say the Royals maybe as well. I have actually seen both of the other 2 Craig Wilsons during their minor league days in the mid-90s and got them to sign cards for me. So that's the ironic part. Being a Cardinal fan, I didn't meet this Craig Wilson, but I met the other 2 Craig Wilsons and got cards signed by him. So naturally, I wanted to stick a few in the mail. I have this set. This what year is that? 89, 90 Louisville Cardinals set. So I thought, what the heck? He's in the set. This is just the Pro Cards minor league issue. And as you can see, the 92 Donruss and the 91 Topps there. One of the things that's cool about Mr. Wilson, and part of the reason I sent the Topps card in the bottom right there is, I think he's an amateur juggler. There are cards, as you can see, he's juggling baseballs in the picture there. But there are a couple other cards out there that he's also juggling on. So I thought that was always pretty cool that, he was juggling on his baseball cards. Thought that was pretty neat. So a little bit about Wilson's career. Drafted by the Cardinals in 1984 out of a community college out in Maryland, which explains why he still lives there, I guess. Spent 1984 through 89 working his way through the Cardinal system until he got an 89 call-up to the majors. In total, he spent 89 through 92 with the Cardinals organization, being up and down AAA in the majors. The following year, he moved on to the Kansas City Royals and appeared in 21 games for the Royals, but primarily was used in AAA for the Royals as well. After his time at the Royals, he went to the Texas Rangers for a season, played in AAA, the Detroit Tigers in AAA. He retired after the 1995 season. However, in 2003, after he retired, after a couple years out of the game, he actually made a comeback in the Mexican League and appeared in 14 games for a Mexican League affiliate before officially retiring. So, not a huge name by any manner. Has a lot of cards out there. If you have cards from 1991, 92, 93, he's in most of those sets. if you got them laying around and you want to add another Cardinal to your collection, definitely consider writing Mr. Wilson. All right, this next individual, I know there's some fans of the Minnesota Twins on here, and like I said, his return address is on the envelope, so I'm not going to share that on camera. But if you are a Minnesota Twins fan, you're going to really appreciate this next success, and that is Mr. Greg Gagne, former shortstop of the Twins, on 1, 2, 4, and 5 all Minnesota Twins cards. Gagne was on the 87 and the 91 world champion Minnesota Twins. He played for about 10 seasons with the Twins, was a mainstay at shortstop for many years. Very good slick fielding shortstop. All right with the bat. You know, not a 30 home run guy by any matter or anything like that, but a very solid up the middle defender. You know, very decent with the bat. After he left the Twins, he played a couple seasons with the Kansas City Royals. And after he left the Kansas City Royals, he finished his career with the Dodgers. So, Gagne, not Gagne. Eric Gagne is how you pronounce the Canadian pitcher. And Greg Gagne, not to be confused with the former wrestler Greg Gagne, was a longtime Minnesota Twin. He has tons of cards out there, guys. I sent an extra couple in there for him to keep, and he signed them and sent them back. So this is one of those guys that basically appears in every card set from, let me look at the back of the card here, I would say 1985, maybe 84 even, but basically 1985 to 1997. This guy's probably in the set. So that's how many cards this guy has out there. And if you calculate that with Donruss, Fleer, Upper Deck, Topps, you know, that's 4 companies right there. Times that by, you know, 12 years in the majors, that's how many different cards this guy already has out there. So why I'm rambling about this is if you're just getting into autograph collecting, you should be able to find these cards for pennies on the dollar. I mean, these are what you would consider common cards. Just about every set from that era will have Greg Gagne in it. You just got to sit down and crack open some of those packs, you know, or go through some of those sorted cards and find your Greg Gagnes. But if you're a Twins fan or a baseball fan, this is a great addition to add to your collection. Great signer, you know, great all-around player. You know, definitely consider, you know, getting a few signed from him in your collection. All right. So this final one is, I think, because of the thickness, there's only one card in the envelope, and where it is postmarked, I almost guarantee, and it is indeed my all-time favorite player ever in baseball. This is so exciting to get this autograph back. I've seen some other YouTubers get him back recently, so I knew mine had to be on the way, and that is an autographed card, rookie card, of Mr. Will Clark. Now, I've said many times in different videos that Will Clark's my favorite player. I have tons of this card in front of you, unsigned, and this is the first one I've ever gotten signed. I probably have 15 to 20 of these cards alone in my collection. And I've been collecting Will Clark since I was a kid. I mean, I'm probably talking since I was 7 or 8 years old. This guy was my favorite player. Always has been, always will be. If you're a viewer of my channel and you're ever wanting to trade for some newer Will Clark stuff or some pack certified stuff, I'm definitely up to game. I'm not really looking for his older stuff like this because I have, no joke, 4,000 Will Clark cards, easy. Now, they're not 4,000 different, but like I said, I have 15 of this card alone. So, you know, I probably have 25 of his 88 tops and, you know, 40 of his 89 Donruss, you know, and on down the list. So, you know, it's just I've acquired them over the years. I don't necessarily buy lots of Will Clarks. I would say if I see him for a dime or less, I probably will buy it out of your dime box. But I'm not looking to spend a whole lot of money because I have 4,000. How many do you really need? Always looking for certified rookies. If you have some certified rookies you're looking to unload for cheap, definitely consider giving me a holler. Enough about my collection. To talk a little bit about Will Clark. Lifetime 300 hitter, 303, has 2,176 hits, played from the Giants from 86 to 93, the Texas Rangers from 94 to 98, the Baltimore Orioles from 99 to 2000, and the St. Louis Cardinals his final season in 2000. Six-time All-Star, Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger. In college, he was the Golden Spikes Award winner, which is the most prestigious award in college baseball for a hitter, I guess. The Roger Clemens Award, or whatever it's called, is probably the most prestigious for the pitcher. But, excuse me, I don't even know how to say how much I appreciate getting this autograph back. Mr. Clark, if I ever have an opportunity to meet you, I don't care about getting your autograph. I just want to be able to shake your hand and say, you were an inspiration to me because you played the game right. You didn't cut corners. You were a strong competitor. Your personality was a little strong for some, but I appreciated that as your intensity for the game. If there were more Will Clarks playing baseball today, this game would be better, in my opinion. So that's what I would honestly tell you. I've had the opportunity to see Mr. Clark play a couple times when he was with the Giants. My father took me to a couple games before he left for the Rangers. I regret big time that in 2000 I didn't come see you play one last game for the Cardinals, my hometown team. I was in college at the time. I had other priorities. I actually met a guy that actually said that he knew you, you know, when you played with the Cardinals, and it just made me envious. And I always thought that there would be a next year, and then you decided to retire at the end of that 2000 season. I was like, crap, didn't get a chance to see him. So thank you, Mr. Clark. Don't want to ramble too much. This video is already too long. But thank you, Mr. Clark. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. And thank you, Mr. Gagne, for signing, get those in the picture at least, for signing all those cards for me. This Will Clark is now a centerpiece of my collection. Thank you very much. I look forward to your comments below.